Alright, welcome to this cast of the delicious duo show match between GL and Suomi. Actually, we'll put in the names as well. Suomi. Here we go. GL versus Suomi. I don't know why it's still fast forwarding, but it's just catching up to the live because this is indeed the live cast. Oh, there's Shorefish. Sorry, I think it might be my no snow mod interfering here or something. There's Shorefish around the TC and excuse me. And that is why Chinese is a go-to pick for this map. You see Vilese has picked Chinese, Jordan has picked Chinese. Shorefish, after Mongols Hunt, that's the fastest collecting food in the whole game. So if there's Shorefish right next to your TC, you pick Chinese, because then you'll have close to zero idle, maybe actually zero idle TC time. Close to zero idle TC time with Chinese, which is uncommon because Chinese start with zero food. You have to go into loom right away. But with the Shorefish collecting so fast and some force dropping, you could get producing and just pump out your resources, food needed to produce villagers right away. Which in return will give Chinese that villager advantage. They'll keep that. You'll see 13 villagers for Jordan and Bilese here, and a solid lead over the others despite of idle TC time. Because of Chinese starting with extra villagers. So let's have a look here. This is crossfire cooking. There's lots of gold to be fought for in the middle here. Looks like some crocodiles obstruct like complete access to the shorefish in the middle, but Indians got banned, I heard, and guess why? There's so much fish here that could easily be milled and shorefish by the Indians, and Indians collect shorefish, I think 10% faster, even faster than the generic shore fishermen. So as you can see from the starting location, the players are in a ditch around their TC, so even if they have a good start with the food and everything, they will need to expand, maybe wall up, because... what the fuck is this? Nice touch. They'll need to wall off around their base, otherwise these hills will be absolutely horrible to be up against almost any kind of unit combination. You'll have hill advantage all the way. So Tato has gone to the middle already. He is the hunt, so he never needs to worry about houses. He saves some wood in that regard, so he's going to take the shorefish on the side here. Jordan on the stream mentioned docks as well to assume some control on the middle, but his teammates didn't seem to completely agree on that. In any real case, they are scouting each other. And let's see, Tato, Vilese on one side, Jordan, and the Max on the other side. The Max with the Lithuanians, he actually went for the dock here and the deep fish. I think Jordan was onto something with the deep fish, looking at the fishing potential there of fishing boats and the Lithuanian start. If you go straight to wood with Lithuanians, you could build a dock almost instantly and get those fishing ships pumping out. So certainly an advantage for the Lithuanians to take this food. Look at the food count here. Looks like Jordan has a dock app as well, so even if he's not playing Lithuanians, he still wants to get that dock going. And wait, okay, that's fascinating. Could be a mod glitch or something. He seems to be fishing the forage bush. So some wild animals here. So you can't... I guess when this one depletes, the villager will go here, and then she's in trouble because there's both a jaguar and a crocodile here. Looking at the uptimes, we're going to see a scouts archers combination from both here. I think Chinese Huns, scouts archers, and Chinese Lithuanians, same thing. Gold spots close to TC. Some have it in the back. There's some gold bar in the back as well. That's just one pile of gold. It is indeed safe gold in the back though if you are pushed off your main gold. If you have the backside scouted, you'll find some stray gold piles for basically all of the players. And here we are in the feudal age. Tato straight into a defensive spear, and here he's expecting the scouts. He's also dropping a stable of his own to start producing his scouts with the hunts, and hunts they produce 20% faster from the stables as well. You'll see Jordan has joined in here as well, so they're going for some nice and early aggression with both of their starting scouts here. and to deny any potential small walls, as the Max with the Lithuanians, of course, is going for the stable play as well. It's easy to sustain scouts when you have a fish and that kind of economy going. Or maybe there's swordfish under the berries, underneath the fruit bush or the berries. That makes sense. Anyway, let's pay some attention to the sides here. Oh, yeah. I think Jordan's going to lose a villager here. Vilese sees the crocodile attacking the villager. Yeah, she's dead. She's out. First kill for Vilese there. Would be surprised if Jordan somehow saves her. Is he gonna quick wallet? Ah, yes, he has naval armies out. Still, he loses the villager, but okay, it's Jordan assuming some position in the middle here with a dock as the Chinese. And this is, as he said on his stream before we started this cast as well, he is the Chinese have the best demolition ships in the game, so certainly an option. Look at this hill advantage for the fire ship. That's ridiculous. Actually, extra damage output there for the Vilese on the hill. So Vilese, Jordan fighting on water, while the Max also has a little bit of naval presence here, but they're mainly committing to the scouts on land. Tato with the preemptive tower, and he's preparing more tower defense, I think, or maybe it's just to compensate for town centers later on. Spearman defense though, and with food income before he got taken off, shorefish to the side here allowed for a food economy to make scouts and spearmen to defend. So no significant damage done yet, as Jordan and Vilese are chasing each other in the middle here, but the Max is here as well. Jordan does know there's a dock over here still. He's moving right in that direction, and his fire ship is gonna go down. And he's making more of the fire galley, I mean, not fire ship. He's trying to focus down some fish, but doesn't quite succeed in his efforts over here, as Tato Jordan will be doubling up on the Max now. They don't want to give the Finn the free boom here with the Lithuanians. That's Max's strength to have his economy growing uninterrupted while his teammates go for the aggression. That's something commonly seen in Suomi team games when Max plays the pocket, but this is 2v2. We don't have pockets. Middle player, in other words, and looks like Tato had to commit some villagers to defend over here as well, but he keeps the scouts away. He has only taken one villager loss, so that's a negligible loss in that regard. Could use the advantage here to focus a spear, but that's something you don't want to do unless you absolutely have to. Nice defensive tower for the Max. It kind of covers both the woodline and the berries here. Still, the archers managed to snipe some villagers here for Jordan, and that should even out the eco situation here. GL far behind though. I guess because of the fish investment that Tato hasn't gone for at all with the Huns here. Tato might be slower to the next stage for that reason. So looks like Suomi comes prepared here. Jordan pulls the fish away, and he won't be able to salvage the situation here really. And if you control the naval in the middle here, your only passage is either, or is basically to the far right hand and left hand sides here, because if you have the middle ring, you could demo any units moving over, and you have to be careful, and you'd even have some hill advantage with galleys or war galleys. Hey, Francois. I'm not entirely sure if it's a new map or not, but I know the map pack has 12 maps, so it could be a new one. And it kind of looks like it's designed for a 2v2. So, but I haven't really been following the other show matches, so I can't answer that, unfortunately. Didn't follow the other 3v3 and forward 4v4 show matches as much. I was busy at the time. Ooh, Spearman poking on the fishing ships here. I like that from Tato. And I think Spearmen still have bonus damage against fishing ships as well, even though we don't take it for granted. But they seem to be taking them down at a quick pace here, so that cripples Max's food economy a little bit here. I guess the spears could even take the fire galley. Let's see that. I think they have deals bonus damage. They're definitely gonna get it at least. Delicious maps are always the best. They are chaotic, aren't they? They have such interesting resource layout. Are all the GL players subbing later? I think it's only Doubt, Jordan, and Tato for this one. As far as I know, I think I heard the Viper is not playing. But I'll be on the alert. So it doesn't say in my title or over here, but it's a $150 prize pool, so it's not the craziest prize pool by GL standards, I guess, but hopefully good content for their streams and good entertainment for us viewers. So the max is up to the... Sorry, Vilese is up to the Castle Age. That's that Chinese advantage playing in. You see Jordan going up here as well. Tato is getting bloodlines now. He could play Cavalry Archers, I guess, but since he already has a stable, a triple stable Hans play is certainly an option as well. Vilese assuming the naval control over Jordan here now, as Tato tries to find a point of entry into the Chinese base. He might get lucky over here just in time, but I think that's even, yeah, that's just a small house foundation away from Vilese, and Tato just assumes it's walled all the way to the end and might as well just do that. He will be able to take out some Paragallis on this hybrid train, but not in time for Jordan's dock to be saved. So Jordan no longer on water. It's only Suomi on the water in the middle, and GL may have underestimated the situation. Let's see. Demo. Tato is not going to fall for the demo play. He's the demo master. He doesn't risk any demo hits in the middle here. He's totally going to micro away from that. Max in the Castle Age as well. As you can see, the players' teammates are across each other, not next to each other here. He is pumping out the knights out of 2 stables. Relics seem very far away from the Lithuanian player, unfortunately. But there's one in the back of the base, which hopefully Max has scouted. No, not really. But he knows there's one on Vilese's side. I guess it's kind of risky to move the monks over on this map, though, to collect the relics because of demos and galleys maybe in the middle. Tower defense from Tato. He is keeping the crossbows from doing too much damage here. It is also off gold. He does have a gold in the back to flee to, though, so he shouldn't be too bad here. And wait, are these towers just outside the range of each other? I guess since Tato doesn't have fletching, he can't reach these crossbows, but with fletching I think he will. And that's a fairly early one, so we well played here. They're really showing their skills here. The villager difference isn't all that crazy, but there's been some losses taken throughout the game, and more importantly, Suomi here assuming the middle. We have Lithuanians in the Castle Age with barely any losses at all for the... Wait, the Max did lose his fish eco, so he lost quite a bit of the economy. But Tato is so much later with the Castle Age, and they're losing control of the middle. There's not, and you're stuck in a ditch at home base, right? So it's really hard to defend against crossbow or knights or whatever with the always the uphill advantage for the aggressor. Okay, let's have a look at the stats, and we won't delay too much until hopping into the next one. But I need to, I'll just pull up Jordan's stream to keep an eye out for when they start. But now first for the stats. I'll split this one into separate graphs. That is a little bit easier to track. You see the timings here. Cavalry players going for horse collar and bitax, while the archers and naval players go only for double bitax and then horse collar later. I think GL underestimated the potential of naval control here. You see all this deep fish. 350 in each. It's even the marlin and not the usual ones, and then shorefish on the sides where the ships can also pass, and you even have that elevation advantage for galleys or fire galleys. Suomi. It's all 3 games played, so it's not the best of 3. It's 3 games played. Chinese economy just shining here. They do start with 3 extra villagers and with a minimum of idle time to keep that lead, but no significant advantage for either team here considering they both have Chinese. Alright, let me find the lobby for the next one. Okay, nice. Find research here. Second map is Donut Delight. The delight is that you actually start on the same tile as your 2v2 partner. Yay, that's going to be coming in handy for a 2v2. And also that the only wood on the map outside your strike trees lie within 3 center donuts or the sparse back team donut hole. Both a bit far. Will the teams eat donuts ever again? It's a good one as well. Yeah, I think they're launching any moment. Oh, what? Let me pull it from AoE to net. Easier to find it here. Yes, go for it. So we'll be fast forwarding a bit again to catch up with the live here, the score updates. That's perfect. So it means we have the same players, no doubt for this one. Presumably. Oh, never mind. Let's give Suomi the 1-0 because that's the case here, and we'll be on. Okay. So the same side for the players here now. Jordan with the pranks. Maybe there are extra berries, or maybe he just wants to play the mighty cavalry. There's lots of stone in the middle here. That might be the reason for the pranks pick. If you chop through the trees, you get to the stone. You get to place the cheap Franks castles, and the first lumber camp of Jordan is indeed going to the middle here. So he's going to have fluent wood access. We'll have to rely on small walls here to keep his wood economy safe. Hope with the scouts and eventually follow up with knights and castles and whatnot. Doubt has been subbed in here for after Tato in the previous game, and he is playing as the Japanese here. Not completely ruling out Drush or Men-at-Arms here, but in team games maybe the straight archers is seen more frequently. And considering the wood savings of the Japanese for their resource drop-off points only costing 50 wood, it's fairly easy to pull off what has become standard in team games these days with 21 population straight archers. And given the wood savings of the Japanese, I think you could even get away with 20, maybe even 19. Although that's very, very all in for a team game. Let's have a look at Suomi here. They seem to have the same line of thinking here. We have a Frank's mirror on the left-hand side between Jordan and the Max. The Max, same plan. Wait, it's not the same plan. He's shopping for the gold. Ooh. Ooh, well, gold isn't in that short supply. There are 2 piles of gold for each player, but you need to get through here. Okay, that's interesting. So there's a big donut of gold on the left-hand side and right-hand side. And then there's the stone in the middle. So Jordan really wants the stone. Maybe to assume the sides for the gold later on. Early walls from Villes here, basically ruling out any Drush or Men at Arms aggression here. Not sure if these are... I guess these are buildings that count as buildings, so they're obstructing like a wall would. So we should expect scouts here from the Franks, and finally Villes with the Ethiopians. He gets pacifying archers, he gets 100 food, 100 food, 100 gold upon reaching each next age. And you see from Dot scouting here, he's... I don't know what he's looking for. I think he's just looking for a second woodline or something. Some box turtles here to be taken. This could be a decent mill spot, these places actually, for the players for an additional food boost, but it's also far away from home base, so it's not exactly safe. Doubt going for the gold now, as we see Jordan going at the 19 pop up here, while the Max goes for the 20, so the Max will be going into the feudal age at a stronger economic situation with the Franks here. It's one more villager working while going up, but considering the expected no idle time for either player here, and then Jordan is going to get to the scouts production earlier, not to mention the feudal age scout, which gets greater stats. For the Franks it's 20% more hit points, but for any scout the attack is increased as well to 3+2. So if you're up 20 seconds ahead of the other scout player, you're in a good spot to take out their scout, or take some hit points off their starting scout before they can get to their scouts production. So Doubt with another mill to the side here. Only 50 wood apiece for the mills, lumber camps, mining camps, etc. for the Japanese. So that's an easy call to make to move out here. There's Jordan dropping the stable. You'll almost always see 2 villagers building the production buildings, because just in case the enemy scout or something is here to deny the building going up, if you have 2 villagers building it, that 1 scout can't deny it. And even if you wall the middle section, well, this looks so much like a hole, but it's probably playing with cube mod, so he's got this sorted. You could still move around on the far side. That's not something you prioritize to wall at this point. Doubt about to hit the feudal age at 21 population. Wait, 22 pop here, 22 pop men at arms and towers. He is not joking around, the blue player here, as he sends the faster attacking Japanese men at arms forward, and a perfect tower on the first wood line of Villes as well. Good aggression by Doubt, denying wood on the right side of Villes, who will need to relocate. You could still relocate to the left or further to the right, but this is some massive damage on Villes' side, and considering that the houses now have negative armor, once Doubt gets the men-at-arms upgrade, I think he'll break through here, especially when or if this tower goes up, and he'll use the tower to deny or delay this tower going up as well. Needs to pull the men-at-arms away for now, but that's not to say he can't break through on the other side or force some reaction from Villes over here. Good defense from Villes, all things considered though. And also taking out 1 men-at-arm from Doubt here in the process. Not sure where Doubt is going now. He hasn't been going to stone yet, so now he's going back home on stone. The funny thing is he's breaking through to the middle here. So if he chops through this one, he can tower rush the woodlands from inside. He could drop a new tower here, and suddenly Villes is off wood again. But now over to the other side, looks like Jordan lost one scout here. Is that the only one for now? Yep. And his scouts are currently being used defensively to protect against the Max's aggression on Doubt's side. The Max walling the left-hand side here as well. He does not want to be hit by scouts at home base. Skirmisher defense for Doubt here is essentially playing a... I guess it's a 2v2 because there's both scouts from the Franks players, one killed by the Max over here, and then the archers and men-at-arms over here from Vilese. If anything though, Jordan is ahead of Max's scouts numbers. I mean, they have similar numbers, but forward or in Doubt space, Jordan has the numbers advantage. However, he's fighting 3 vs 2 against the Max here. The Max is... Oh, that's a good fight by Jordan, actually. Definitely hit points advantage for Jordan here now. Is almost twice the hit points as Doubt goes for a tower right in the wall section of Vilese there. He decides to build it a little bit further back, but now it's an opening, so Jordan's scouts can enter through this opening. These skirmishers, no upgrades whatsoever for Doubt here, so he is a bit ambitious with the tower maybe. Good work of Max. The Max to keep the scouts busy over here as well. So Suomi is really showing their team game proficiency here now. Doubt loses lots of villagers. He's down 4 villagers now. And the overall picture though, Suomi is only 1 villager ahead. So guess idle time plays a small role here. 1 minute for Vilese, that basically means almost 3 villagers production. But the forward tower is denied, and in all of this, Vilese is really defending well. In the meantime, the Max has his economy running freely at home. He's barely been subject to attack, and look at his resources here. He's miles ahead of Jordan in terms of going to the next stage. We might see the Max clicking cast age soon, which will be huge for his team, having maybe a 1 or 2 minutes lead over Jordan in what is essentially a Frank's mirror. Second range for Doubt here, I think he's going to double up on the skirmishers, to be honest, because he's going to have to deal with the Ethiopian's archers here. He really wants his tower up, but why here? I guess it's to limit entry of the forward archers here. Jordan is here with scouts again. This is probably why he's low on food as well for the castle age, because he's been investing extended investment into scouts. So extended feudal age here for Jordan, as the Max is now on the way up to the next stage. Doubt is through on the woodline. He goes for the gold, but he could also drop a tower over this side and deny Vilese of wood. And if you deny the archers player of wood, eventually they'll struggle for resources for military production as well. Well, finding out is true. He's going to task his villagers to take down the one and only defensive tower of Vilese. There are skirmishers here to deny quick walling of the tower as well. And Jordan with the scouts. Good aggression from GL now. Good aggression. Only a couple of scouts from Max on the offensive now. Nothing too crazy, as Jordan is going for the greedy broad walls. All the way to the edge of the map here. Will Doubt tear down this tower? But why insist upon this side though? You drew over here now. Doubt might as well just tower from the other side, where Vilese doesn't stand a chance of tearing it down, and could rather just will be forced into a defensive tower, which Vilese hasn't got the stone for. He hasn't been mining stone, so that's a peculiar choice too. But I guess he wants army support. With the Max reaching the castle age though, and it is 2 minutes 15 seconds ahead of Jordan, it essentially means that Max will have quite a few more knights out compared to Jordan. The eco Jordan going up is slightly better, even as wheelbarrow, so his farm economy is undeniably better. I think he got wheelbarrow to benefit the farms for the extended scouts, and yeah, going into the castle age with a stronger economy. Might prove to be a good call if he completes the walls here. And Doubt is just going crazy with the towers over here. He's taking Bélez off Wood on the right hand side, so Bélez now on the left side, even sending a weak villager there. That could be an easy snipe for Jordan's scouts. And is Bélez really struggling for Wood now? It's quite low. His production has gone slightly idle. He's only one range producing archers now. Doubt's aggression is superb at this point. He's been taking out so much of Bélez. 10 villagers down for Bélez. And finally now the knights of the backs joining in. 5 knights out on the field total. He is of course easily going to clean up Doubt's aggression here. Could use knights to deliver the towers as well, but I don't think that's the best call against... yeah, at this point, they need to do some counter damage, some aggression, and Doubt is stonewalling the middle section here now, knowing that the knights will be on their way, and he might even opt for some walls over here. And since Doubt has denied wood access on this side, up until now anyway, it's going to be a while until Bélez can break through over here. Okay, so he's stonewalling this side. Bélez has already walled over here as well. Doubt doesn't see that. But of course, with these stone walls up, the only passage and entry for Suomi on the right hand side here is if they chop through the trees here and then storm through with some aggression. Double TCs for both the Franks players now. Max is going to be the first to complete his castle age for the Ethiopians player, so Doubt's aggression with towers, villagers, everything comes at the cost, but he's also successfully denied Bélez of gold. So Bélez is going to struggle affording any castle age upgrades or even RVs here. On the left hand side, Max is trying to break through with the knight here. Here is +2 on the way. Doubt still in the feudal age, but also keeping up the aggression. He might just deny the second gold as well, because he has it scouted. I think that's going to be his next tower. Is going to be somewhere around here after he walls in the one currently up. Which means Bélez won't have gold access at all. I don't think Bélez is mining gold. 0 on gold. What do Vietnamese do without gold? So looking at the Knights numbers is a massive lead for Max, as to be expected with the faster castle age timing here. I don't think he'll succeed in breaking in though, even if it's only wooden buildings here for Jordan keeping the aggression out. Bélez now in the castle age, he'll be dependent upon sling from the Max, if that's even allowed here to get army production going. He does afford crossbow though, and he has 9 archers, so at the very least he can support the Max in the forward efforts with sniping quick walling builders or just spearmen. Now Doubt is through to the middle on Jordan's side here, and guess what? He's going to tower Bélez's woodland as well, I think. Unless he's just aiming for stone here. Nope, here comes the first tower. Within Bélez's line of sight, but Bélez is not through to the middle yet, so Bélez can't deny this. He does have a defensive tower up. But yeah, now he's getting Bodkin arrow, that's going to benefit the towers as well. He may need to evacuate the woodland yet again though. Doubt has fletching on the tower, he's going to garrison this one and chase Bélez of wood. Bélez will need to place another tower. He is on stone now for tower defense, so he should be able to do something about that. Doubt has villagers everywhere, man. He's making use of the forward tower rushers to take some shorefish and hunt over here, while Bélez's knights are still cleaning up the towers on the gold. Pity that Doubt didn't manage to tower this gold in time, but he's still to some extent taking Bélez off wood. However, that second tower is going to fail. Jordan not collecting stone, but if he did, he could also place one of those cheaper Frank's castles. Perfect tower though, just out of the range of the crossbows here. And once Doubt gets to the castle age and Bodkin Arrow is going to have range to reach this woodland yet again. He's making wood access a nightmare for Vilese as he drops a tower in the middle here as well, denying Vilese entry into the middle. Look at the stone walls! Vilese is trying to break through here to get to the gold, but Doubt is expertly denying that with stone walls behind where the overdrops would happen. Nothing to stop the entry of Suomi on this side though, and Doubt now just seconds away from the castle age. His Japanese pikeman would be perfect against the Frank's cavalry, but doesn't really work when there's crossbow in the combination here, as is the case now. Doubt has been investing in towers mainly, so his economy is arguably kind of fragile, and he doesn't have any army of his own, which could be huge weakness for GL at this point. Jordan, 18 knights, is struggling to match the Max's numbers. They're probably both on 3 stables at this point. It's actually only double stables for the Max, but the Max was much earlier to the castle age and is capitalizing on the numbers advantage in that way. Good reaction from Jordan, pulling villagers away from gold. Taking a safe wood in the back of the base, but considering the numbers here with the crossbows in the mix, the fact that Jordan has the same number of knights as the Max in the mix here, that's bad news, because there are also 12 crossbows to meddle in with the fighting over here. Nice of the Max to place a knight over here as well, so he is stopping the towers and stonewalling shenanigans of Doubt over on this side. So look at the army numbers here. It's 59 for Suomi and 31 for GL. That's the big issue here. The ecos are comparable enough, even though Suomi has a tiny lead there as well with 3 TCs to 2 for the Max. And I don't think Jordan should be chasing here. It's the instant pikeman of the Ethiopians as well. He's massively outnumbered. Why is he chasing? It's 30 knights to 23. He's going to lose all his knights here if he keeps chasing. It has to be like a distraction or something to be able to deal with the aggression at down space. But this does not look good for GL here. Is he diving to chase villagers? And why isn't Max taking the fight? That's also something to worry about here. They have different upgrades, but Max still keeps the numbers. As you can see, 18 to 10. Oh, this is weird. Max could easily engage here. No, I mean, what am I looking at? Jordan could easily engage here, but he keeps running away. While Max is chasing the smaller numbers over to the left side. Doubt still with the middle presence here. Now Jordan assuming some middle control on the stone here with a castle. That's to some extent going to hit Max's production as well. But I think the main idea is to assume some control over the middle. Good fight for Jordan here, hitting the gold of Vilese again, crippling production of crossbowmen. However, behind this we have the Max with 92 builders, has had an almost unobstructed boom here. He has gold access in abundance in the middle, or the left-hand donut here, and he's going to get the Cavalier well ahead of his teammate and opponents. Max taking a fight here. It's a very equal fight, even fight here, and that's bad news for Max because he's losing numbers before Imperial Age. But then again, he still has that lead by very good margins over Jordan's here. Jordan only 2 TCs. GL tried to play this ultra aggressively, but Vilese defending all his own here allowed the Max the free boom, and Max one of the best boomers in Age of Empires 2, one of the best team game players, pocket players. He just knows his way around cavalry and economy. Taking good fights here, sniping small numbers. Look at the Knights numbers now. It's 5 stables. 5 stables for the max here, while just reaching the Imperial Age. Jordan only at 7, and Imperial Age, that's going to be a setback for them both, as the gate is up here. Villes moving through together with the mags here. Look at the mangonel, so this could be disastrous for the crossbows as they're pulling away. Good dodge there, spearmen, pikemen from the Japanese. They attack faster, so that's very bad news for the cavalry, but these mangonels, they need to be out of the way. Good knights micro from the mags as well to focus down at least 2 of the mangonels, though Villes will need to pull away to salvage numbers. Could use the pikes at this point to snipe the mangonel. Plate boarding armor and cavalier coming in, and Jordan didn't even click up yet. He has 9 knights to max is 24 and counting. A defensive castle, but that's going to go down to the rams. I don't think the max is even going to invest into capped ram here. It's going to need the food for to upgrades and further knights, or rather cavalier numbers. Defensive castle will go down, and Jordan will, well, he's scrambling for repairs here now, but there are cavaliers here to stop that from happening. And let's have a quick look at the stone count. Yeah, stone count not an issue for Jordan. He will probably consider a defensive castle behind the walls here to try and keep some of the aggression out, but now he's losing lots of builders as well. Suomi 30-40 vills ahead here, better eco upgrades to some extent, and once the max is through here, then what does the other ranks player do? It's just stuck. Look at the resources bars here. It's not any chance for Jordan to click Imperial Age yet. He's still on 2 town centers, so he's massively behind. He's about half the builders of max now, as Dowd scrambles up a defensive castle, but they realize it is over. Suomi takes the second game win here, and certainly looking very strong. And well prepared here. So balance Suomi $100, balance GL 0 currently. Here's Dowd with the men at arms. First upgrade probably at the same time as double bit axe here. We can't really see the eco upgrades. Did he even? Yeah, of course he got them. But it's at the same time. There it is. Double bit axe. One that Jordan seems to have forgotten about. And you can see how max is always ahead here. Defense, attack, not here of course. That's the feudal age scouts of Jordan, extended scouts, but then castle age, defense well ahead, and even the attack and the imperial age upgrades. KD 109-43, solid by the max here, and massive eco difference between the not pockets but cavalry players in this 2v2. Almost 40 more builders for the max as well. That's it. Let's see if we can find the last game. Good without Tato for the last one. I don't know, looks like Jordan isn't currently playing, but we'll keep an eye out for who's playing. It's been the Max and Villes, so maybe they are the only Suomi players playing. Here we go. Villes hosting the room. Rank 1 on the rank ladder. 1380 wins, 689 losses. Solid stats for the Finn, number 1 player. World number 1, according to the ladder. So I'll be right back while the lobby is loading up. Alright. Is it looking here the launch maybe? No, not yet. Not yet. We have all the 4 players in. It's Tato and Dout playing this one. Dout, rank 30 in the team game ladder. Not that it matters. The ladder, they are pro players, all of them. Max plays the fewest 1v1s of all, but yeah. They're all the way up there, always playing the big tournaments. And so will be especially solid in team games. They are infamous from their team game strategizing and planning, and always been getting good results in team game tournaments. We're discussing teams. Let's have a look at what the last map looks like. It's called Burrito Brawl. There's a little bit of water in the corners, nothing too crazy. There could be some deep fish. I don't know if it's. Guess you could dock this mangrove shallows in the middle as well, but looks like you need to chop through the forest before you can get there. Lots of wood, and I guess you need to get to the middle for the additional resources. So did it launch? They did launch. So let's see if we can find it here. Could go to the AU2 net as well. Yeah, maybe ongoing matches. Here we go. Sorry. So we'll need to set the teams again, but other than that, we're on our way. GL. Suomi. Suomi is up to 0 against this GL, so Suomi looking sharp today. This is Burrito Brawl. You can't read all it, but when I hover over it, you see the name of it here. That's the name of the map, and I guess it's the burrito in the middle here, some pieces of corn and some salad spread across on the outside here. Let's have a look at the corners. There's some deep fish, tuna, but hardly worth blocking. It's 3 patches, and then the short fish, it's like 1,000 food total in the corners. Maybe more of a decoration bit here. Lumber camp right on the woodline for Doubt. Yeah, for all of them actually. They want to chop through into the middle because this is where they get access to gold, additional golds and stones. Done some patches of hunt as well, and this is like an inverse chaos pit almost. With the edges of wood you need to chop through to get to the juicy resources. But there's golds and stones inside their starting location as well. Tato did knock though. And speaking of, it's the Lithuanians here. He wants to play that Lithuanians fish economy, but I guess he can fish trap here later. But his lake is a bit unlucky as well. I think there's more, or is it only 2? There's 3 here. There's 3 here. No, 2 here. So Tato only gets 2 deep fish, 400 something worth of food, and then there's a shore fish as well with 2. Yeah, okay, 2, 8, 1,200 food in the corner. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. 2 fishing ships out already. Lithuanians start with 150 extra food, so that makes it possible for the Lithuanians player to focus straight on food right away, actually starting to chop through to the middle earlier, and also get a dock up to start fishing. They're actually all fishing here, except for Villes up north, so they seem to want to engage with that. Italians for the max, probably partly a pick because of the fish. Italians fishing ships cost 15% less, and on land, for land play, they have fully upgraded archers that they could play, and I guess technically they have fully upgraded hussars for the late game as well, the Italians. Oh, Vilese finding Doubt, stocking builder in the corner here, but Doubt has loom in. The max is here as well, but now the quick walls from Doubt, or yes, keeps the builder safe, even closes them already to save some wood, shorefish and fishing gear. They're all docking. Blir det noen Norge-ligakast på kanalen fremover? Absolutt, absolutt. Har kastet litt, men kan kjøre mer. So preemptive walling from Max app in on the side here. Not sure if he wants to commit to walling out Tato here, but looks like he wants to keep. I mean, the enemy is on the left hand side here, right? It's Max Tato and it's Villes Doubt. So if you wall to the woodlines here and between the woodlands over here, house here, suddenly you're safe from at least scouts aggression from Tato over here. But then if Tato breaks through to the middle here, there's also the potential of towers. Actually, the max is through already. Now what's the plan? It's gonna go for some hunt, long distance hunt maybe. Or the shorefish, double shorefish here. He's lucky. I feel that even if there's not that much deep fish here for the fish to go, you have the potential of demolition ships to hit any adjacent units on the shoreline here, and you could use this builder to drop off shorefish on the dock, so it's still a Still a good dock. It's 400 food alone here to be collected quickly by this villager. And again, the Italians get cheaper fishing ships, so you could go into fish traps later on. 4 fishing ships for Tato. If you drop fish traps, it's going to make it easier to keep an unraidable food source going down south as well. So Tato is walling off the left-hand side here. He wants to keep Vilese out. Actually, he could be 2v1 by Vilese, the max on this side. He goes today. I was going to say he's open on the edge here, so I'm glad he's moving out to check to confirm that there is in fact an opening. I hope he goes far enough. And there we go. Yeah, so it's gonna plug that one. Stone for Vilese. You see the Koreans, maybe he's thinking about the war wagons long term here. He's also going for some of the deep fish in the middle here. However, Tato is here with the scouts. And scouts, they can move on this so-called mangrove shallows terrain as well. So they would be able to take out the fishing ships fairly easily here. So Koreans, Italians, no cavalry sibs at all for Suomi here, so they must have something else in mind. War wagons being a mighty, of course, as Doubt is going to assume control over the Italians here, but it's just killing the wildlife, such brutality here. Ryder in the chat, good evening, hello, greetings. Max with the galleys, Doubt with the party galleys, but if Doubt gets close enough, he is going to shred that one, and you see Tato joining in as well. Tato could actually block the movement of Max's galley or galleys. Act like sort of like a meat shield in front or something to allow the party galleys to get close enough. Full wall up for even stone walls for Tato here. He wants to secure the Lithuanians' economy here for sure, and the only opening into Tato's base now, in towards the middle here. Demo for the max here, seeing the party galleys, that could be a decent hit. Doesn't take the whole galley. Doubt, however, spreads out here, and oh, I wonder if demos get hill advantage. That could be a good hit though. Nope, Doubt splits again. Doubt micro outwork. Really want to see at least one turtle ship. Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. Suomi has been playing well so far. They are up 2-0, so if there's an option for it, and we have the castlage on the way for Vilese here, we might see a turtle ship. But the action is all in the middle here. Vilese with the compact close walls at home. Defensive tower on the stone as well. What's the stone situation actually? It's not going to make war wagons anytime soon. Oh, could be a big hit. Oh, and that's definitely hill advantage for the demo ship there. He almost took out all 3 ships here, and Doubt will have to scramble some micro repairs here. He does have a good chunk of fire galleys here, but he's clumped them up together as well. That's a double hit again, I think, for Max here. And Doubt with the distraction there gets only 1 ship. Nice fire galley micro. He will be losing another one, but looking at the numbers here, if you want to challenge fire galleys with regular galleys, you'll need to have a decent numbers advantage, because you rely upon hit and run. As you can see, the even 5 galleys with fletching here, they need probably 4 volleys to take out 1 fire galley. So Doubt now, unless the Max gets some amazing demolition ship hits in here, Doubt has an advantage here for sure. They're both committing to the fuel age, they're fighting for the naval situation. As the scouts of Tato haven't really done too much either. Look at the Eco KD, there's nothing too significant to mention here. Turtle ships in the making indeed, so Ryder gets his wish granted here. Turtle ships, they are beasts. They have Let's see when it pops out, if it pops out. 50 attack. It's a 6-second attack delay, so it takes a long while between shots. Base accuracy 100, so actually 100% accuracy. That's one to keep in mind. One way to deal with turtle ships is monks, of course, but we're not in the castle age yet for GL. Tato is all the way up though. He is with the Lithuanians. He is with 3 villagers killed. I'd assume Tato will just double up on the economy and get a bit of a boom going for cavalry play. Does that mean they don't need ballistic? No, probably not, because the galley has base accuracy of 100 as well. I actually don't know what that stat means. I'll have to look into it. Two turtles against 10 fire galleys. Who wins? Who wins? Do they have minimum range? Oh, area damage as well. Oh, this is glorious. Look at the fire galleys melting to turtle ships. Woo. They have some massive HP. 200 HP. Yeah, that's true. But the unit stands still, it will always hit that. That's a reasonable assumption. Turtle ships, however, they don't deal great with docks or buildings, so in general. But only 2 turtles. It's not even over-investing here. That's 2 turtle ships from Vilese to take out 8 fire galleys of doubts. It's ridiculous. And on the right-hand side here, Vilese has transitioned into a monk siege push as well, which is peculiar, as that's not something you necessarily expect of the Koreans. And some arena clown would have to tell me what the monk stats are of the Koreans. I don't think their monk upgrades are too crazy. Yeah, turtle ships are really expensive. I don't remember the cost, but they're hard to mass, to say the least. Villager fighting, mangonel repairs here, Doubt scrambling up a defensive tower, also stonewalling the sides here to try and prevent Vilese from entering further into his economy. Is on stone, Doubt. He's 8 on stone now, so I'm sure he plans to get a defensive castle up. And turtle ships, they are taking out the buildings. How much damage per shot? Maybe around 50. Okay, it's not too bad. It looks like 50 damage per shot or something. Oh, but Tato, he's also monk siege cavalry pushing here. So it's Hibelese and Tato got the same idea here, being on the spawning on the enemy side, basically. So, however, Tato is safe at home. Vilese is vulnerable to counter-aggression. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case though. And Vilese with triple TCs now and keeping out the pressure on Doubt. Who is going to get out victorious here? Doubt, I was talking about the castle, but he is going into guard tower defense by the looks of it. He is going to scramble up a university here with the Celts, if he can make the castle age, and he will. And with guard tower in, that should keep the mangonels out. Lithuanians, knights out. What's the relic situation? 0 relics. Are there even relics on this map? They're all in the middle. So, actually, enable control makes a big difference here for Suomi as well, because without control in the middle, Tato can't claim the relics for his cavalry. Yeah, what is this game? Celts going towers, Koreans going mango. Celts going towers because feudal age. And now, actually no guard tower, no university for Doubt, maybe he's low on wood. But he gets the university up, he really wants that guard tower upgrade. Turtle chips. Will they hit the moving knights over here? Will they one-shot? Tato successfully ate the max's TC here, and the max is relocating with the random TC on the hunt and shorefish here. But yeah, whatever you'll do to keep villager production going, I guess. Good aggression from Tato, and now he's adding the 3rd TC as well. Suomi GL, almost dead even villagers, quite even in military as well. But the land pressure is huge on both sides. Still only watchtowers from Doubt, but he did get Bodkin Arrow, giving the towers 8+2 range and more damage, so keeps the Mangadals way. Now rebuilding the TC, of course no idle TC for Doubt now, he doesn't have one. And it's about to lose all the docks as well, so Suomi holds the naval situation in the middle, controls the relic as a result of that. While Tato is going into a maxi boom behind this after having pushed with monks, knights, Mangadals. Doubt still open on the right hand side, yeah. And Villes has been converting the fishing ships. Doesn't matter too much at this point, there's no more deep fish left, so. And can't convert the dock. I don't think Koreans get redemption, so you can't convert the dock. Or other buildings for that matter. But all in all, look at the overall population of Suomi. Yes, 20 population ahead, but quite a bit of that is in the middle. The cheap Italian fishing ships are popping out now because Suomi control the middle, but it's not that much of deep fish here, maybe a couple thousands of food. And since the distance to land is this far, you can't really rely on cannon galleons or anything to take out buildings from land either. The Max has lost home base, but Villese has a healthy economy rolling. And could carry this, but maybe they will suffer from the lack of cavalry and mobility in the late game. I guess Max could pull off some hussar raids to disturb the economy, but Doubt seems to be stabilizing as well. Yes, the towers up at strategic spots here, could wall here, for example, if he is able to deal with the monks somehow. And Celts, obviously a good reboom as well with their wood income from being faster by default. A little bit of villager fighting topside here. Tato was successfully snuck a villager in as Villese tried to wall off the side. Black Forest style here, villager fighting to keep the enemy from walling. But Tato is not, unless he flexes some serious quick wall skills here, he's not going to preserve this villager's life over here. Fascinating thing about this is Tato can't siege push this TC easily because there are turtle ships here on the water with 6 range. I guess he could push from down here because the Mangadals have a bit further range, but it's not going to be easy to keep the push going here. The monks are joining in though, so the monks could convert turtle ships, and I don't think you even need redemption for that. As the Koreans player Villese drops the first castle here. Now we're going to see some war wagons, I think. Yep, definitely siege pushing from downhill here. Doubt back in boom mode with TC number 4 going up here, so GL will be catching up in villager count if this keeps going. Tato keeps the pressure on the Max's side here. They have 4 Mangadals total because Doubt is joining him with 1 Mangadal as well. Turtle ships can't range these guys, so this TC will eventually go down, and Tato will be free to raid. Monk's defense from the Max against the cavalry plays here, but there are light cav out for Tato to deal with that, as the TC will be going down, the tower will probably be as well. Turtle ships should be keeping the cavalry from charging uninterruptedly here though. Wagons versus monks doesn't make sense to me. Not in small numbers, no. But once you get the mass, monks won't help. And you still snipe monks fairly easily if you have a decent chunk of war wagons. So, but the monks obviously outrange them. Forward castle for Villese now. Second castle going up. He is going for the halberdier war wagon combination here. Tato is going Imperial Age, so is Villese, but Villese is up first, and this forward castle will allow Villese to tread push this left-hand side and really punish Tato's, up until now, free boom. Long-term, gold is going to be an issue for GL. because I guess these golds are obtainable without, but most of the gold is in the middle, so that's why middle control plays such a big role. GL trying to claim it down south side here, but if the mangonels move too close to the sea, the turtle ships will be able to snipe them. Let's see. Dodging mangonel shots here with this big fat turtle ship. Could get 2 for 1 here, because I think the turtle ship deals a tiny bit of area damage, but the max pulls away, scrambles for some repairs. Now the knights move in, and monks to convert as well. Ooh, this could be a conversion for Tato here. He might get a turtle ship into his hands here. Yeah, gets 1 turtle ship. But Vilesa has made new ones. He's ready to engage. And another castle decides, because to be so much from the Korean player in the Imperial Age here. He's going straight for Halberdier as well. Not straight for it, but full boom for Vilesa here. The economy as healthy. Healthy by all means. Vilesa is pushing both players simultaneously here, while Max is just holding in the middle here and expanding further into the middle. Panic repairs on the turtle ship here as well, as the Max managed to... Wait, what? Okay, so Tato apparently, I guess he converted the turtle ship, but Max reconverted it, so now we have an Italian turtle ship here. Oh, that's confusing. That's really confusing. So both GL players now officially have turtle ships. 2 turtle ships for Max as well. That's some impressive monks. Monk's Mike were there to get them. Both players going turtles. Koreans' new team bonus give the teammates option to make turtle ships. No, not really. Castle up for Ilesa on the left hand side. Still only pikemen, no halberdiers here. Is even going for the condottiero. I think that's to deal with. Well, it's good for raiding purposes. It's basically your budget champion. But you could use them to deal with any skirmisher defense against your small numbers of war wagons as well. Bombard cannons out for Suomi, while Doubt is pushing back at home base here, but GL is not looking pretty now. They're down in economy, sort of matching in military, but now it's Tato taking a blow at home base, and even the keeps for Vilesa to assume more map control moving out here, and really putting Tato's home economy to the test here. The starting positions were like this. Max, Tato, Vilesa and Doubt, so they spawn close to their enemy basically. It's the sort of the point of this map. Imperial Age for the Italians as well. Looks like it's queued behind something or just started maybe. Yeah, 3 minutes to go. While Doubt is basically, I wouldn't say he's stuck in the castle age. He might be going up once that castle completes or as soon as he can afford it, but the overall situation for GL now not looking too great. Condottieros, they are with decent upgrades, full defense, more towers going up for Vilese here. Tato's economy going down rapidly, and Halberdiers won't work in the mix here either, because the Condottieros are here to deal with it. So, friend, enemy. Friend, enemy. That's the spawning points here. Trebuchet is doing work on Dottieros as well. Vilese with 59 military now to Tato's 9. And that's the GG. Tato can't hold this pressure. Vilese dominating with the Koreans, and Suomi absolutely out-sieving GL on this delicious show match, as it's called a 3-0. All the money into Suomi's clan case. Red did have a solid push on Max, did push Max off the map, but as a result, giving Koreans not a free boom, because Vilese was hitting Doubt at home as well. Vilese really managed the match here. Fantastic aggression with the Koreans, assuming position with Trebs, and using that Condottiero team bonus to have a quick reaction to the helps crash switch of Tato as well. Tato being pushed off gold by towers and aggression here. Let's have a look at the stats. Yeah, he didn't invest a lot into the push for Stouty, but he had some siege and some monks and did a lot of damage, while Doubt was still in the feudal age after having invested into naval army numbers. KD though, 144 to 52. Power display by Suomi here, taking 3-0 versus GL, and certainly sailing up as favorites for any upcoming team game tournaments, if any. Elite Moderator with full upgrades could probably do decent against War Wagons here because they have the speed, and War Wagons, they don't really shine with melee defense, so it could be an option. Alright, GG.